Hello, everyone. So it's the end of the month, and we have been making this month the free block of the month, which is the Snowball Friendship Block. And I've got a couple of samples here to show you because we're going to talk about doing the reverse of the traditional snowball block, or what I call the dirty snowball block. And we're going to start a little project. It's going to be, sorry, I've got something in my we're going to be doing we're going to be doing a small project with this block. And then on Thursday, we're going to have kind of part two because we're going to quilt it together. I am putting together some quilting patterns for us to do on our embroidery machine. And we're going to do them. They're made specifically for this project. And so you'll have to stay tuned just a few days to do that. I've kind of given you some time to prep and do the topper of the quilt piece, and then you'll be ready to watch and do the quilting later in the week, because this is a simple project, very basic, but one, it's good for practicing your quilting with your embroidery machine. It's great for practicing your piecing with your embroidery machine. And it's great. So it's great for beginners, especially, or for folks that want to make some quick and easy projects as well. Great things to put together for Christmas things and holidays, things like that. So welcome, everybody. I'm Diana here at Sew in Common. I'm the owner. I am the digitizer, the designer. And everything I do here is to help make all of you have a little bit easier and more enjoyable time on your quilting journey. Whether you've been a long time quilter and you've had some problems because maybe some hand issues, things like that, or you're brand new and you want to give quilting a try, but you're not quite sure you want to do it the way your mom or your grandma or your aunt or someone has done it in the past, because we do everything right on our embroidery machine. So I'm so glad to have you all with us, and welcome to our Sunday Quilt Lab, the Snowball Friendship Block project. Simple project, I would say, basic, because it really is an easy project to do. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take us under a camera and talk about the blocks for a little bit, show you the project, the topper, because mine isn't quilted yet, because we're going to do that on Thursday. And then I have some little video insets. One is how to lay out the project, and one is a simple way of putting the project together, so that you can see how I sew it at the sewing machine. And I should tell you that I have a video that's going to come out in about a week, which is simply sewing these blocks together. We talk about this a lot, about how we put our segments together, and I tell you and I kind of show you, but this is going to be a little video just on how they get sewn together, really step by step. And I'm going to have a little sheet with it as well that you can print off and see diagrams. That little set will be available on my website, and it'll be completely free. It's one of those free educational pieces we like to put out from time to time to help you all out. But there's a little insert in this video kind of showing you some of that to help you out. So let's go ahead and switch over to my other camera, and let's take a look at this month's free block of the month. It is the Snowball / Friendship block. Why friendship? Well, typically when you make quilts for people who are going away, maybe from your quilting guild or a family member or a friend, a lot of times they will be made with this type of block, and then people will write their name and date in it with permanent marker, or as embroiderers, we stitch it in there, right? That's the best way to do it. They're also a great block to use as your quilt label. And so it is a snowballed block, meaning that the square has the edges, the corners snowballed off or cut off and used with a different fabric. Typically, the traditional one is a white center and then colored fabric on your corners. That is a traditional snowballed friendship block. But I also like to do the reverse. And this month's project is all done with this reverse, where the print is on the inside and the white fabric is on the corner. So I call this the dirty snowball. So here's our nice, clean, white, pristine snowball. Here's the reverse, or what I like to call the dirty snowball. It's just a fun little name like that, so you can see the two differences. Now let me pull these aside. The free month block of the month, this is a 5x5 finish, so you only need a 5x7 hoop to do this. This is our topper. Now I've done mine very scrappy. It's 5 rows of 3 dirty snowballs put together. And so you can see when you bring your snowballs, your dirty snowballs together, you get these little white inset blocks. I love it. So it makes the background white and makes all that beautiful fabric really pop out. Like I said, I did mine scrappy so that each one of the fabrics in the center of the block is different. However, if you prefer, you could do all of your centers in the same color, or choose like 2 colors that match a theme for your home decor. Or if you're going to do it for a holiday theme, you could choose a couple of holiday colors, whatever those might be for you, and do something like that. This would be beautiful done in blues and silvers for Hanukkah. It would be lovely done in reds and greens for Christmas. You could, even if you celebrate Kwanzaa, it would be beautiful to make a mat like this in the colors of Kwanzaa as well, or any other holiday you might want to make this for. Maybe you want to make one specifically for spring, or specifically for summer, or maybe you want to make one in reds and blues with the white, so red, white, and blue for a more patriotic look for the patriotic holidays here in the United States, or whatever your country's flag is, to make it patriotic for your country. Because I know we have a lot of folks that follow our channel from outside the United States, and I just love that, and I can't thank you all enough for following us. And so you could make this any way you want. It's very simple. I haven't even put out an instruction sheet, because you're just going to make 15 blocks, okay? That's all that you need to make, is 15 of the snowball blocks. Let me just put this little message up for you here. There we go. You need 15 snowball blocks. That's all. Now, if you wanted to do the traditional, you'd have a very white with just a little bit of color. These pieces would be end up being your color. That's why I like doing the dirty snowball version for this. So 15 of them. You can do them all. I love this scrappy look. I personally would take this kind of fabric and blow this up into a full-size quilt. This to me says summer. Laying it out on the grass if it were a quilt, but we're going to make it into this table mat, and I'm going to tell you roughly the size. It will be roughly 24 wide by about 14 and a half or so tall. So it's a nice table mat. It would be a great dresser mat, anything like that. So that is our size. It's a nice, simple project. Again, good and basic. And the fun will be really in this project when we get to the video on the quilting, because that will be a lot of fun. We'll be learning how to work with templates for placement, so that process is easy as well. So this is the block. These are the blocks I showed you in last week's video that had the that I used the stabilizer, the wash away stabilizer. These are those blocks. So you can see, let me just flip it over. There is no stabilizer in here. All I'm dealing with now is my fabric. So I will link that video at the end of this video so you can go back and watch it, because it's super helpful for you, I believe. So you're going to make 15 of these. Whatever colors you choose in here is fine. And then we're going to put them together. There we go. So we're going to put those together, and I'm going to do that little insert video showing you that process and the layout process now, and then we'll come back at the end and talk about it a little bit more, because I have something special to tell you about once this gets finished. Okay, so let's go take a look at the layout process for this project and how we get those sewn together at the sewing machine. Okay, folks, here we are at the my cutting table, and I just want to show you how I have all 15 of the Dirty Snowball blocks laid out. I have 3 long rows and 5 short rows of 3 and 3 long rows of 5. That's how that works out. And what I did, because you can see in my blocks, I have a lot of blue and aqua and green in there. So I just kind of did my fabrics that weren't in that color family every other one to kind of keep them from all the blues being bunched up in one area. But how you lay yours out is entirely up to you. And if you are doing these where all of your centers are the same print, then of course it won't matter. Now, I am going to sew these together, the short rows of 3. They're easier to manage that way. And the next thing we're going to do is go over to the sewing machine, and I'm going to show you how I sew these together. So let's do that now. Okay, everybody, we're here at the sewing machine, and I'm going to rotate the camera around in just a moment. But I want to show you how I line my blocks up when I go to sew them together. I take one block and put it together with the other block, obviously, right? But let me put on my magnifier so I can see this better. My block that's going to be on top, I take a glass-headed pin and I put it through, let's see if we can, right in the corner where my stitch is. See, right there. Then I'm going to grab a second block and put the pin right through the same point on the other block. Now this is a very old trick. It's not my trick alone. This has been around for a while. But it gives me now a pivot point. My 2 pieces are pivoting off the exact same point. Then I just take and line them up, and then I take 2 quilting clips and I just put them here. And I don't care if my fabrics here are lined up exactly. That won't matter, because anything that isn't lined up is outside of the seam allowance. But I want that corner lined up. And once I have my 2 pins on there, then I can remove my straight pin. And I use the glass-headed pin because it has a smaller barrel on the needle part of the pin, and so it'll make a smaller hole. It actually helps to be a little more precise. So I have a 3rd square sitting there because this is going to be my first row. Now I'm going to turn this around to the sewing machine and bring it there where you can see it a little bit better. And now we should be able to sew together our first 2 blocks. So I've got them all down here, and I'm lining this up and moving it you hear me talk about this, I'm moving it 1 stitch to the left. And then I'm putting my needle down, and now I'm going to sew this. And I'm sorry if my left hand is in the way. I am a lefty. I think you can see that. I'll do my very best on this. I'm going to go kind of slow, but as you can see, I am just 1 stitch, so I'm just hugging that stitch line, so I'm not changing my width. I'm hugging that stitch line all the way down. And I'm using a light dove gray, just like I piece with, to finish piecing these together. And then I'll cut my fabric. And then I have my 2 pieces sewn together. And now let's just bring this back around. Let me take off my magnifiers and I'll show you the blocks, okay? Because now they're sewn together and they're perfect, right? They're perfect. So I will go and I will open these up and I will press them, and then I will add my third block to the row, and then I have 4 more rows of 3 to do, and then when I'm done with that, I'll put my 3 long rows together. And we'll be done with piecing the top to this adorable little table runner. And again, like I said before, depending on the fabric that you use, you can do the dirty snowball all with the same fabric in the center. So if you want it very specific for holiday, or you want to do something that's birthday and do all fun colors or something like that, you can, or you can do what I'm doing and do all scrappy. So I'm going to go finish this off, and then we'll meet back over at the other camera. See you in a bit. Okay, everybody, welcome back to our Quilt Lab Snowball Friendship Block project. Wasn't that easy to put that together? I mean, super simple. So here is, you can see it even better when I hold it up rather than under the other camera. Isn't that super simple to put together? And I love it. To me, the scrappiness of this is so great. I will tell you a little bit about my fabrics, except for 1, 2, 3, 4 of these squares. All of this fabric is a Lori Holt fabric. They come, I think, from different collections, but if you like Lori Holt and you like her fabrics, you might have some of these. I had some leftover 10 by 10 squares, and I just cut those for my snowballs. And then a couple of these, one of these is a Kimberbell fabric. One of these is an Amy Smart fabric from her Notting Hill collection. And 2 of them are just so old and random. I don't know where they came from, but that's what I mean by scrappy. They're just all scrappy, but I love this, how it turns out. So that is the project that you need to try and get made relatively soon, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because on Thursday we're gonna do the quilting. The video will come out. We're gonna walk through step by step doing some quilting with this, and we're going to quilt the inside of the snowball, because one, we're not going to have to quilt over our points where our things come together and join. Okay. It's just going to be nice and smooth in the center, and we're going to have a couple of different designs for our snowballs. So it'll be fun. And you're going to learn how to work with templates for your quilting. If you've never worked with a template before, super easy, but it helps you get accurate placement with every time that you stitch out your quilting. I would recommend you choose whatever background you want, maybe one of your fabrics. If you're going to do it in just like white and another fabric, a print, maybe do that print as your backing fabric. That would be fine. I'm half tempted to do a white backing, and I don't typically do that. So we'll see how that turns out. I might choose something else, but this is so scrappy. I might just sew some squares together and make the back completely patch and scrappy. I could do that. And I could do that with the squares that are in our basic set. If you don't have our basic set yet, you want to get it. It's our Build a Quilt in the Hoop basic block set 1. It has your half square triangle, your quarter square triangle, and your squares in 4 sizes. Now it's not in color, but here are the written instruction book that comes with it. All the written instructions that you need. There's a video that comes with this that walks you through making each block. You get these 3 blocks in 4 sizes, 2, 3, 4, and 5-inch finished. Plus you get the coloring sheets in here, which is our new product to help you plan out your colors before you ever go and cut your fabric, which is great. And you get your supply lists, and you get your cut sheets for each one that shows you what to cut for each size. And I've made all of the fonts in this whole pattern pack large. So no matter whether you have glasses or you have perfect vision, you'll be able to read it really quickly, either from your computer, from your iPad, or just print it out laying next to you. The one thing I hate is to have to get up really close to kind of figure out what my instructions are. I like them big enough where I can just kind of be sitting there looking at them while I'm doing stuff. And so I thought you might appreciate that as well. You can get your build a block set at our website, or build a quilt set at our website, sewincommon.com. That's where you can also get the free snowball block pattern. So you're going to need that. You're going to need the free block of the month. And then the quilting pattern set will come out on Thursday with the video. Okay. So we're going to be quilting in our snowballs. It's going to be cute when we're done. And then you'll have your backing fabric and all of that. And we'll talk about that some more in that video as well. But you want to get going on this, and I want to tell you why. You have until the 30th of August to complete this project in its entirety, bound and done, and to post your picture at our Facebook page, Sew in Common. And when you post it, and give us a couple lines, like tell us how you picked out your fabric. What about it inspired you? What are you going to use it for? Is it going to be for the holidays? Is it going to be a birthday mat, like a big birthday placemat for the person having their birthday? Anything like that. Just a couple of sentences. And then on in the first week of September, I have to check my dates, but sometime in the first week of September, we're going to announce the winner. What I'm going to do is I am going to let the same people that helped me with the Build a Quilt pattern set choose that winner. They're going to help me choose a winner, and it's a blind choosing. We get to see your picture. They get to read about it, but they're not going to see your name, and they're going to choose a winner, and that winner is going to win the Build a Quilt Basic in the Hoop set for free. That's going to be the prize, one of the new sets. So you have until August 30th to post your photo at Facebook, at our Sew in Common page on Facebook, and then just, tell us why you chose your fabrics. Anything like that you want to tell us about it, that's cool. I will compile all of those pictures and bits of information with no name. I will give them to the panel who are going to look. It's 3 people. 3 people I really trust because they're all quilters. Okay. One of them is a quilter with their embroidery machine. One of them has been quilting for decades, and she quilts in a more traditional way. And the other person, I said they were all quilters. 2 of them are quilters. The third person has never quilted in their life, but they really love the art of quilting. They love seeing quilts. They go to quilt shows. So I want that person to be one of our judges for this contest as well. So you have a chance to win our whole basic set for free by joining the contest. And I'll keep reminding you because you only have a few weeks to get it done. But seriously, this whole project could be done in a couple of days. You can knock these squares out in an afternoon, sew them together, get your stabilizer out of them, dry them, sew them together the next day, and then start your quilting. And you could have this done, like I said, in just a couple of days, it'll be finished. And perfection, not allowed. Okay. I don't want you to worry about every little detail being perfect, because since we can't touch it and see it like we would at a quilt show, it will mostly be about how much they like it. I mean, how much they liked the fabrics and how it was put together and what your inspiration was, that kind of thing. That's why I want you to write those couple of sentences. That helps them judge because we can't touch it. But they'll also be looking at your quilting. So you'll want to try and use the templates as I show you how to do that in Thursday's video. Okay, so everybody, our Dirty Snowball Block project is underway as we are now. Get your free block pattern at the website and start getting it made until August 30th. I'm going to put a post on Facebook in just the static posts with all of the information on this as well, so that you can see it. That post will post on Monday because I want you to have time to see this video before that comes out. So that post will post on Monday to remind you of all the dates and things like that. I can't wait. It'll be so exciting to see what you guys do. Now, remember, if you have any questions, you can always comment and ask them, or contact us at support@sewincommon.com. That would be fine too. You, of course, can get your patterns at our website, sewincommon.com. And I would ask you all to please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We love having you all here. Our community is growing. I don't care if you're brand new. I don't care if you just like watching because you think I'm goofy and you want to be a part of the goofiness. Subscribe. I'd love to have you. I don't care if you've been quilting forever and you're changing over to this format, or you just want to know more about this format because maybe you have family and friends that you think this might help. Subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you. And click that little bell because you get a choice for how you're notified. You can either be notified for all content or personalize it and choose the content that you want to be notified for. Okay? All right, everybody. I've loved doing this project for you. I can't wait to see what all of you come up with because I know you will all be sewing life beautiful. Until next time, go out there and sew life beautiful, and we'll see you soon. And so we'll see you Thursday. Bye for now.